I can't do nothing with ya. I can't do nothing with ya. Good evening, folks. I'm Sheldon S. Crocker, and I'm really glad to have you here for Finding Peace by Understanding and Managing Addiction. Tonight's not just about talking, it's about transforming. We're here to arm ourselves with strategies that'll help us create emotional well-being from the inside out. We'll dive into harnessing our inner strength, that deep, raw power we all have, even if it's buried under a whole lot of light. Let me tell you a little story. Back when I landed in Clarenville, I was in a tough spot. Addiction had me in a chokehold. I was bouncing around without a place to stay, and my wallet was always gasping for air. There were nights I'd curl up on a park bench just trying to get some shut-eye, and meals were whatever I could nuke in the microwave, if I was lucky enough to have anything at all. This one night sticks out. It was one of those rock-bottom moments, you know? My last bit of change was gone, my stomach was growling, and I was praying for a miracle. Right there on the sidewalk, like some kind of a sign, was a donut. To anyone else, they might have seemed like just leftover junk, but to me, they were a lifeline. Those tough times, they didn't define me. They tested me. Sure, I fought through, got myself some diplomas, all the while fighting that voice in my head telling me I'd mess up like I always did before. But here's the thing, I didn't. When I stumbled into Emmanuel House, thanks to a guidance counselor, everything started to shift. That place, it wasn't just four walls and a roof. It was a home base where folks got it. We learned and we leaned on each other, lifted each other up. And those little wins, we celebrated like they were the biggest deal because they were for many of us. It's the little victories, the day-to-day triumphs that start to mean the most. Waking up sober felt like winning a marathon. Going to a support group instead of giving in That was my personal Everest. And getting real about the tough stuff I was carrying, it was like dropping a ton of bricks I've been hauling on my back for miles. Life's looking brighter these days, and I'm appreciative for all the help that I received. I find joy in the quiet moments in the community we build with simple acts of kindness, like being there for someone new who's where we've been before. I flip the script on worry, turn what if into let's go. I see every scrape, every stumble is a lesson in getting back up. So here's the straight talk. I'm here sharing my story because if it helps even one of you see the spark of hope, then it's all worth it. Dark times don't last. There's always a way through to brighter days. Believe me, if I can make my mess my message, then so can you. In this moment, we actively lay the groundwork for change. Engage with me by setting a clear intention for today's session. Perhaps it's to learn one coping strategy you can use, like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique to manage anxiety. Or it might be to offer compassionate listening to someone's story without judgment later today. We now turn inward to understand the collection of our emotions. Let's try emotion labeling, where we name what we feel to gain control. Pair this with the journal prompt method, writing down what triggered this emotion and one action you can take to address it. Lastly, embrace the 2-minute rule. When a feeling arises, take 2 minutes to just sit with it before you act. Embracing vulnerability is embracing strength. Today, let's start with an affirmation craft, creating statements that validate our self-worth. We'll also practice comfort in discomfort by sharing a personal challenge with the group and actively listening to each other. This builds our self-compassion muscle. To cultivate inner calmness, we begin with rhythmic breathing. So inhale for a count of 5, hold for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3. Build resilience by creating a resilience journal to record and celebrate your daily wins, no matter how small. Additionally, adopt an obstacle strategy session where you brainstorm various solutions to a potential challenge. Our inner strength is powerful. To tap into it, practice strength spotting by identifying a personal strength each day and finding a way to use it. Also consider adversity role-playing, where you imagine a challenging scenario and role-play your responses. Lastly, keep a perseverance playlist of songs that motivate you to push through tough times, such as, for example, Eye of the Tiger from the Rocky movie. Strength spotting. Today, I am strong. One of my strengths is resilience to keep going in difficult times. Adversity role-playing. So a challenging situation is me conducting a webinar and nobody dared to see it. And I just keep going, be determined to see it through and pretending that my audience is listening. Support networks are our anchors. Let's practice active outreach by checking in with a member of our support network weekly. Create a support map with the names of people you can turn to and for different kinds of support. Remember, mutual mentorship is key. Offer help to others as they help you. For example, if you need help with your accounting, then it's nice to have an accountant on your friends list. And if you're good at something that they need help with, then it's good for them to have you on their list. As we consider our continued growth, think about setting incremental learning goals, such as reading 1 article a day on emotional health. Start a skills swap with a friend where you teach each other a skill, combining learning with social support, and establish Sunday summaries to reflect on what you've learned each week. For example, I'm really good at playing one-handed pool or playing pool with one hand. And then there's people out there who are really good at playing guitar. So I could teach somebody how to play pool using one hand and they can teach me some chords on the guitar. So that's how we can skill swap. And at the end of the week, the summary could be, for example, well, this week I learned the bars to one of the songs I liked. So let's share our inspirations. One technique is to use inspiration boards where you pin images and quotes that motivate you. Commit to one small daily change, such as 1-page promise to read at least 1 page of an uplifting book each night. Small daily changes lead to large transformations. Finally, I extend an invitation to deepen your journey with my Transform, Don't Conform course. Embrace proven strategies like weekly wins, where you'll track your successes, and mindset meetings with peers from the course.
Thank you
to share
each of you
insight.
for
Together,
engaging
we'll
deeply with today's
transform
content,
these seeds
each
of knowledge
strategy
into a
shared
shared
is
of
of
empowerment in
empowerment.
the fabric of your recovery. Remember, growth is a spiral. We return to lessons with deeper wisdom each time. So until we meet again, I wish you peace on your journey.